Amazing. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, or is it good evening, wherever you're joining from. For some people, it's morning time. We have a speaker who's going to be joining us from Canada this evening, Coach Sharifa. Okay, my name is Bashirat Abdulwahab once again, and I am your host. It's been an amazing and eventful 2 days, and this is our last session for the Repossess Virtual Conference. How has it been so far? I hope that you have been enjoying the sessions. I hope that you have been getting value, and I am certain that you are going to run with some of the valuable lessons that you would be taking away. This evening, we have two amazing coaches. First, we have Coach Oluwatoyin Ogunkanmi, who is a parenting coach. He is a psychologist and a family life therapist. I've known her for some years now, and she stayed on our course, from writing books to, helping families and parents to do parenting the right way. And today she's coming to speak with us on how we can begin to parent with ease. After her, we have Sherifat Jinetu Olaogun from all the way from Canada, and she is coming to show us how to repossess our possession. She is popularly known as the Shine Master, and I cannot wait to have her join us after Coach Toyin's session. So if you are here this morning, tell us, how was the morning session for you? What did you learn? What are you going with? What are you going to start practicing? I'll do a quick recap. Our first session was by Coach Didi, who took us on the art of mental well-being. Her session was punchy, it was exciting, and it was full of so much details. She shared with us how she was struggling with her own mental health at some point in time, and how she had to get a lot of support and a lot of help. One of the things that she said is that misery loves company. And because misery loves company, meaning that when we focus on the things that are negative, we'll continue to experience negativity in our lives. And when we focus on the things that are positive, we'll also experience positivity in our lives. She shared a lot of information about why it's important for us to have, good relationships and build strong support system. She also talked about the importance of exercise in our mental well-being. She talked about gratitude and allowing ourselves to enjoy the things that we have and value and appreciate the things that we are. But most importantly, one of the things that she said, which really did strike a chord for me, is focus on the lessons from your mistakes. Focus on the lessons from your mistake. We went on and we had Auntie J. Jibike Oshodi, who actually taught us about how we could reinvent our life after the age of 50. Now, some of you might be watching this and thinking, oh, I'm still 20, I'm still 25, I'm still 30, I'm still 35, I'm still 40, I'm not 50 yet. But we all hope to be 50 and more someday. And whether you're 30 or you're 20 or you're 50, if you get to sit with somebody who is much older, chances are that you most likely learn a lot from our own life experiences. She told us one of the important things she shared is that life is not over until we take our last breath. And I think that was really profound. Okay, we had Coach Shitu Ola, who is the founder of Lucid Event. He shared with us how we can be productive and why we should make productivity a lifestyle and see how we can balance being productive in every aspect of our life. So most of the time, we are thinking of productivity in the light of work, business, but productivity goes beyond that. He said one of the ways that we can stay productive is to be clear about our purpose and the things that we want to achieve, is to have drive and stay motivated, is to ensure that we know the desired desired results that we want, and at some point reward ourselves when we get those results. Have a proper system in place, and be accountable, or have people who can hold us accountable. Now, one thing that I really did love, as he wrapped up the session, is that he said that the process is way more important than the result. And now that's profound, because a lot of people, we have our eyes on the ball, but we're not paying attention on how we are going to get to that result that we seek. Again, he also said productivity is failure is an indication that you need to optimize your process. So if you're doing something and the same thing over and over again, and it's not working, and you're not getting the desired results that you seek, then chances are that you need to check your process. You need to check your procedure. You need to check your goals. You need to check the actions that you are taking. And if that's the case, meaning, if something is not working, then you need to find another way until you find the way that works for you. And I thought that was really profound. Awesome. So in a moment, I'll soon be queuing in Coach Oluwatoyin, but before then, we'll go for a quick break. And when we are back, Coach Toyin comes up stage. See you soon.
Am healthy. I am beautiful. I am wise. I am made with the purpose of doing great things. I am a perfect partner for my perfect partner. I am a magnet attracting abundance in my life. Fear is just a feeling. I overcome it and I move forward. I am successful in any area of my life. I am polite and respectful with any person that I meet. I am patient. I am the only one who can stop me. Everything is good, right here, right now. I trust the universe that I am doing my best, no matter the situation. I am loyal. I am at peace with myself. I respect myself, and everything that I do is meant to fulfill me. I am open-minded, and I fully take advantage of all opportunities surrounding me. All my relationships have a purpose, and they fulfill me. I choose to see all the opportunities surrounding me. Prosperity surrounds me. Prosperity fulfills me. Prosperity flows towards me and through me. I am able to do amazing things. I am worthy. I am balanced. Everything that I need comes to me at the right moment. I am powerful and present in my own life. I am more than enough. I am full-hearted. I am special. I cannot change another person. I just let others be themselves, and I simply and solely love myself. I am at ease with the uncontrollable things happening in my life. I am ready for any challenges. I focus on the good in any given situation. I am aware of my mistakes and I learn from them. I make good decisions. I feel admiration for everything surrounding me. I am calm and relaxed in any circumstances. I am the creator of my own life. I build its foundation and I choose its content. I am filled with energy and I exude happiness. I am far superior to negative thoughts and low actions. I am blessed with infinite talents and I use them every single day. I peacefully detach myself from negative people. I am inspired with new and good ideas. With all my accomplishments. I am brave and I am kind. I am a positive person and my life is filled with prosperity. I am admired and many people acknowledge my results. Compassion washes away my anger and replaces it with love. I am blessed with health and motivation. I am indestructible. I radiate beauty, charm, and grace. I am at peace with everything that happened, happens, and will happen in my life. I am a wonderful human being. I am proud of everything that I've accomplished so far. I feel good in my own skin. All the universe's beauty lies within me. I trust myself to create an amazing life. I am ambitious.
Amazing. Welcome back. Welcome back. How is that? If you're just joining us, welcome to day two, session two of the Repossess Virtual Conference 2022. I'm your host, Bashirat Abdul Wahab, and on standby, we have Coach Oluwatoyin Ogunkanmi. Coach Oluwatoyin Ogunkanmi is a psychologist and a family life therapist. And she's someone I've known for some time now, and I am proud of the work that she's doing with children, with teens, with parents and families, and ensuring that you're doing this parenting thing well, and that they are breeding the next generation of leaders who are going to make Nigeria great. So without further ado, I like to bring about Coach Toyin. Make welcome Coach Toyin, guys. Show Coach Toyin some love. Hello, Coach Toyin. Hello, Coach Toyin.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. Can you hear me? Good evening.
Yes, we can hear you, but we are yet to see your pretty face.
Oh, really? I'm in.
Okay, but I
I
can
can
see your
see you.
face. I
I can
can hear
see you.
you, but I'm not yet to see you. I
Oh, but I
can
can
hear
see you
you.
very well.
Can you check with your video and see?
I
Okay.
can see you. Can you see me now?
No. Yay! Finally, we
Okay.
can see you.
Good
Guys, make
evening.
welcome the founder of Parenting Support System. That's the name of our company where they're doing amazing work with teens, with children, with families. Welcome, Coach Tony. I'm just going to go behind the scene. Guys, if you're just joining us, tell us where you're joining from. Tell us what your expectations are. Show Coach Tony some love and just relax, grab your memo and your pen, and be ready to learn. Okay, Coach Tony, take it away.
Okay, so good evening, everyone. Good evening. It's really a pleasure to be here this evening. Thank you, Coach Bashirat. Thank you for hosting this conference. I want to say thank you so much. And to all the awesome coaches and speakers who have spoken before me, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for the wealth of knowledge and experience you've shared with everyone here. And to the participants, I want to say thank you so much for being here. This conference was planned for you. And I hope that all that you've learned, you're going to put them to good use. So you're all welcome. So let me go straight into what I'm talking about. My name is Oluwatoyin Ogunkomi. I'm a wife, and I'm also a mother to three awesome adolescents. My children are between the ages of 17 and 11. I'm a psychologist. I'm also a seasoned life practitioner. And one of the things I love doing, I love to help parents. I love to help parents to raise their children into awesome and well balanced adults without them having to struggle, with these parents not having to struggle, with parents not having to yell or to be in conflict with their children. I want to see parents raise their children with ease, with serenity, and with love. And that's what we do in my organization. We help parents to understand their children. We help parents to connect with their children so that they can make it makes it easier for them to influence and to raise them properly. And part of the tools we use at my organizations, we have webinars and trainings, and I've also authored books. So I have about 4 books I've authored. I'll talk about that later. So today, I'm to discuss how we can raise our children with ease, with you not having to shout, with you not having to scream at them, but with you raising your children with love, with serenity, with comfort. You know, when there's struggle in the home, it makes it very difficult to raise children. But when you know what to do, it makes raising your children easy. So, what are the things we can do as parents? Before I go into what I'm going to talk about, one of the things I do at my coaching outfit is that when I have a client that comes to me and maybe they have an issue with their children or with the process of raising their children, I always ask them one question. I give them a pen and a paper and I tell them to write why they became parents. So for those of us here, if you're bold enough, just write in the comment section why you became a parent. Just write, why did you become a parent? If you're not bold enough to let us know, you can write it on a piece of paper why you became a parent. Parenting starts with you. Parenting starts with you knowing your why. And whatever reason whatever reason you're writing, whatever your reason. So most of the response I get some people saying, "Oh, it's the next thing to do. After all, I have a good job. I'm married. Of course, children is the next thing to do. Great." Some would say, "Oh, they became pregnant, and that's reason you whatever your reason is for becoming a parent. The most important thing that everyone needs to know is that for you to be effective as a parent, for you to raise your child with ease, you need to be ready and prepared for that role. That is what is very important. You need to be ready and prepared for that role. And the only way you can be ready and prepared for that role is when you seek knowledge, when you go out to know what to do to become an effective parent. One of the things I say in my classes is being a parent is much more than you donating your egg, or you donating your sperm, or you even carrying a baby and bringing that baby to life. Being a parent, being an effective parent, requires you being able to care for that child, to nurture that child, to provide for the physical and emotional need of your child. That makes you a parent. Parenting is much more than you bringing forth a child. Parenting is much more than you donating your sperm or impregnating someone. Parenting involves you being in the life of that child. It involves you promoting and supporting the spiritual, the physical, the cognitive, the emotional, and moral development of your child. Being a parent is much more than you bringing forth a child. I want you all to understand that. Now, what can we do? How can we raise our children with ease? Having children, so let me just give a little preamble about where I'm coming from. My first son is going to be 18 this year. And when I had him, I thought I was prepared to have a child, have a good job. My husband was there, good house, I was earning well, I have everything. Physically, I was ready to raise a child. Materially, oh yeah, I was ready to raise a child. But emotionally, I was not ready to have a child. And I didn't even know that until I had my child. I realized I didn't know a lot of things about raising children. I knew about how to cater for his physical needs. I knew about, to provide for his clothing, shelter, all those physical things. Yeah, I was able to do all that. But I was not prepared to cater for my child's emotional needs. So I was a parent that was always shouting. I was a parent that was always yelling. I was a parent that was always, oh, okay, I have some responses. I'll go to those responses soon. I was a parent that I was always shouting and screaming at my child. I just couldn't manage my emotion as a parent. And one of the things you need to know as a parent in the process of preparing for parenthood, or for those that are just about to prepare, or for those that are already parent, is that you need to be physically ready, you need to be emotionally ready, you need to be mentally ready, you need to be spiritually ready to raise a child. So somebody says here, I became a parent because first I said I became a parent because of a version of me. So that's good. Thank you, Bilikis, for your comment. So back to my conversation. So I said to become effective in your role as a parent, you need to know your why. You need to be prepared for that role as a parent. You need to be physically, you need to be mentally, you need to be emotionally, and you need to be spiritually prepared to have a child. Raising a child, being a parent, is much more than you bringing forth a child. So, what are the things you can do to make your parenting journey easy? What are the things you can do to parent with ease? First, I said you need to be prepared for it. Next, you need to commit that parenting journey onto the hands of God. We cannot start anything without God, because He was one that created us. He was one that created these children. And one of the things I tell parents is that every child God has given to you is for a reason and for a purpose. And as a parent, every child is unique. child is special. So because your child is unique and your child is special, given to you as a gift, like Morenike said, as a gift, you need to seek the giver of that gift, and that is God. Raising children, you need to have a deep relationship with God. You need to know more about the reason He is giving you those children. You know, every child is for a reason and for a purpose. So, for you to raise your children with ease, you need to have a relationship with God, because He will direct your path, He will give you the leading to what you need to do to be the best parent. He will give you the leading of what to do, of things, classes you need to go for, anything you need to do to raise that child for Him. God would give you the leading. And that's why I said it's important that you have a relationship with God. So this next step is you starting with the end in mind. These children God has given to me, what type of adults do I want them to be? What type of parents am I going to be? What type of, what vision do you have for your child? You cannot just become a parent and think that, oh, God has given me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, yeah. And you start running like that. No, you have to be deliberate about your journey. You have to be deliberate. You have to be deliberate about your role as a parent. You have to be purposeful. So, what kind of adult do you want your child to be? What character traits do you need to instill in that child for the child to be the person God has created him to be? What are the things you as a parent, what are the things you need to do as a parent to be the best parent for that child? Remember, look at what I said. I said to be the best parent for that child. What do you need to do? So it's important as parents that you always start with God, start with your why, and start with the end. What child do you want to have? What parent are you going to be? And you create a plan. You need to have a vision. You need to have a parenting vision, because these are the things that will make your parenting journey easy. If you do not have a vision, if you do not have a plan, of course, it's going to be lots of chaos. It's going to be lots of try and error. So instead of you going through try and error, have a plan, have a vision. This is the kind of adult my children would end up being. Like I said, for you to get to know the kind of adult your child is going to be, you should have gone into prayers with God. God would have given you a leading, and the leading God gives to you is what you would use as your plan. Who is this child? Why did God give me this child? Who is this child going to be? What type of adult do I want this child to be? Is this child going to be a leader? Is this child going to be an inventor? Whatever thing, whatever vision you have for that child, you need to have a plan for that vision. Very important. Indeed, we must be deliberate. So I'll be going back and forth to read out the comment. We need to have a parenting vision. Yes, thank you so much for being described there. Thank you so much. So you need to have a plan. You need to have a vision, and you need to have a plan. You need to have a plan to execute the vision you want to. Now that you have the plan, now that you have the vision, you, the parent, do you have the requisite um, skill? Do you have the knowledge? Do you have the right support to raise that child? That is the next stage. Identifying the gap. Do you have the right knowledge? Do you have the right skills? Do you have the right support to raise that child? The next stage is all about you. I call this stage the self-awareness stage. Knowing where you are now and knowing what you need to be to raise that child God has given to you. Do you know your parental personality? Do you know what are your stressors? Emotionally, what are your triggers? What are your motivators? What are your drivers? You need all this information to make your role as a parent easy. When I started, I said I used to be a parent that I was emotionally, I was not capable, because I was always losing it. I was always getting angry. I was always shouting, and all those things have negative effect on the child. All my shouting and my screaming, because I was not equipped enough to raise my children at that point in time. And because I was able to identify the gap, I went further to learn. I went for parenting classes. I became a parenting educator. I went for emotional intelligence classes. I went for communication skills classes, because I knew I had to improve myself to raise the best child, to make my child the best version of himself. I knew I had to improve myself. So, for you to raise your child with ease, you need to improve yourself as a person. You need to get more skills. You need to get more information. You need to get more tools. You need to be more knowledgeable, especially in the 21st century. You need to keep learning more about your role as a parent. Being a parent is not just bringing forth a child, like I said. Being a parent requires you to equip yourself with skills, requires you to equip yourself with information and knowledge to raise the right child. So, what are the things you need? What are the skills you would need? You need skills in terms of emotional intelligence. You need skills, knowledge in terms of communication. You need skills in terms of discipline. What is the best method of me instilling discipline in my children? You need knowledge in terms of character building. There are so many things you can learn on this parenting journey to make your parenting easy, to make your parenting more effective. There's so many things you can learn. You need to equip yourself with skills, you need to equip yourself with the right knowledge and also the right support. What support system do you need? Do you need to get an extra do you need to hire a cook? Do you need to hire a chef, a driver? Do you need to hire, what support system do you need that will make your journey easy? Please identify the gap and please fill in the gap. Now, when it comes to you hiring people, you need to ensure that you've done a proper background check on the people you're exposing your children to. So, the next step, now that you know that you have to commit your journey to God's hand, you know that you have to equip yourself, you have to, what type of child do you want to raise. The next step is you knowing who the child God has given to you. We see parents trying to raise their children with a certain image that they've put in their brain. No, raising your child effectively, raising your child with ease requires you knowing who the child God has given to you. Every child is different, every child is unique, every child is special. So, as a parent, you need to know who each child is. You need to know who you're raising. Raising your child is different from you having a particular image in your mind and thinking that, oh, this is the child I have. No, you need to know the child you have, and you need to, all the plans you have should be in line with that child God has given to you. And what do I mean by you knowing who your child is? You need to know how your child responds to his environment. You need to know you need to know your child's personality. You need to know how your child responds to love. You need to know how your child likes to learn. You need to know the different abilities God has given to your child. You need to know what your child is interested in. When you have this information will help you to understand that child properly and will help you to connect to that child. At our parenting coaching academy, coaching program, one of the things we do is that we have templates, we have assessments we give to parents that they can use to get to know more about their children. But the best assessment that you can ever use to know who your child is by you spending time with that child and you observing that child. But in the process of you observing the child, you get to know more about your child. Loving your child is it's one of the important requirements in raising your child with ease. Loving your child unconditionally. Like I said, every child God has given to us is different. God has given us different children. Somebody said, in fact, we ought to be schooled before becoming parents. Very true. Our generation is gaining the enlightenment we weren't trained for. Great. Becoming a parent, you need to be prepared for it. Like I said, being a parent, you need to be prepared. You need to get yourself equipped with knowledge, with skills, with tools. There are so many tools out there that you can use to raise your child effectively without you losing your cool. There's so many parenting courses, there's so many parenting books, there's so many parenting coaches. But the most important one thing is that you know what you want. Have a plan for your child and look for those that can help you, the right support to ensure that you are raising your child without you having to shout, without you having to scream, or without you having to lose your cool. So I was talking about your children, your the children God has given to us, that every one of them is special. You need to know who he is. How does your child respond to environment? How does your child respond to love? How does he love to learn? What are the abilities God has endowed this child with? What is your child interested in? This stage or this process in our smart parenting coaching program helps parents to understand and to connect properly with their child. It makes it easier for you to raise the child. It makes it easier for you to set rules and consequences for that child. You cannot just raise your child without having a plan. You cannot just raise your child the same way. One thing I tell parents, God has given you different children, but you cannot raise all those children the same way because they are all special, they're all unique, they all have different personalities, they all have different interests, they all have different abilities. So as a parent, you should know who they are as individuals. And in the process of knowing who they are as individuals, it makes it easier for you to raise them. In my home, I have a child that loves music. Have a child that loves sports. I have a child that loves business. You know, because I'm able to identify their different interests, I use this I use this as a form of motivation for them. I use this to ginger them to do things they want to do. You understand? When it comes to rules, setting rules and consequences, I know the child who I will tell to do something immediately, and the person jumps and goes. I know the person I have to repeat it twice for. I have to repeat the information two times to, right? As parents, you need to know who the child God has given to you. This makes it easier for you to raise the child. The next step in parenting your child with ease is you creating systems in your home. When you create systems in your home, it makes it easier for your home to run seamlessly. It makes it easier for your home to run seamlessly. And when I talk about system, what do I mean by system? What system do you have in place for discipline? What system do you have in place for communication? What system do you have in place for learning? What system do you have for media and social media and media? What system do you have in place for recreation? What policy or systems do you have in place for spirituality? How do you want to raise your child? What about vacation? What about your finances? All these systems, you need to put them in place. What about character building and your family value? What system have you put in place to build character in your children? What system have you put in place to instill the right family values in them? This is very important. Your child needs to know what is expected of him or her. If your child does not know what is expected and the child errs, it would be very wrong for you to correct that child by hitting or by shouting or by punishing the child. So it's very important that as once you have your child, you start putting in the systems in place so that your child would know what is expected of him or her per time. What is discipline? What does discipline mean to you? How do you communicate with your child? How what are you do you have a positive communication? This involves assertive communication. This involves active listening. What systems have you put in place for that? In terms of recreation, how would you help your child to develop his skills and ability? How do your children play? Is it just television 24 hours? Do you have plans for them to develop physically in terms of sports, in terms of outdoor games? All these things need to be put in place for your home to run seamlessly. Another thing other you need to know on the system is that you need to create structures, you need to create routine, you also need to create consistent patterns in your home. When you have these things in place, it makes your home to run effectively, it makes your home to run seamlessly. So when I talk about structure, what do I mean by structure? When I talk about routine, what do I mean by routine? Every day, there are certain things your children need to know every day that will make their life run seamlessly. So I'm talking about they wake up in the morning. What do they do when they wake up in the morning? What is the next activity for them? What is the next activity for them? Go and have their bath. After having their bath, what is the next activity? Every child needs consistency in their life. Every child needs a routine in their life. When there are routines, when there are structures, when there are systems in the home, it helps your child to it raises your child, it helps you to raise your child effectively, and also gives your child stability. It gives your child stability when there are systems, when there are structures, and when there are routines, consistent patterns in the home. It gives your child stability. Now, what is the sleeping pattern? What time should they go to bed? I said something earlier that your child should know what is expected of him per time. If a child does not know that at 6 p.m. is the time to stop, lesson stops, it's time to go and have their bath and get ready for bed, you punish the child for not doing that, then there's a flaw there. Your child should know what is expected of him per time. You need to teach your child, and that's where discipline comes in. And that's where your discipline, what plan do you have for discipline? Discipline involves you teaching. How are you going? Because if you don't teach your child what is expected, then it's be difficult for the child to know what is expected of him or her. We should not just assume. Another thing we need to know is that what about food? What time is food? What time is for TV? What time is for recreation? What time is for homework? What time is for personal development? All these things needs to be put under your routine and your structures in the home, because this is what help your child to regulate. It helps your child in self-regulation. It also helps your child. It also gives your child stability. Once there's a consistent pattern in place, it helps your child with stability, and even makes life easier for you as a parent. One of the things we've done at our Smart Parenting Coaching Academy is that we've created templates for parents on how to create their systems and how to create structures and routine in the home. Then the next step after creating system is it has to do with you, the parent, following through. When we talk about discipline, when we talk about correcting, now you've put systems in place in the home. And of course, once in a while, your child might either want to do otherwise. That especially for those that are having adolescents, the child might want to test the limit. Your child might want to test, excuse me, please. Your child might want to test the limit. Your child might err and all that. So what's policy, what plan do you have in home to correct misbehavior? It's very important that as a family, as parents, that we have a plan, and your child should be aware of the plan. Your child should know the consequence for each action. So, for example, I like using this example. In my home, curfew for my younger son then was like 6 p.m. And one of the things he did then was he tried to test the limit. And what did he do in testing the limit? He came late one day. We just wanted to try. He wanted to test mommy to see he want to see what mommy would do. And I told him that, Oga, what was our agreement? When it came to this, when we're drafting our policy about curfew and all that. He said 6, and I said, okay, if our agreement was 6 p.m., please tell me why are you coming at 6:30? He now goes, mommy, was giving me all sorts of stories. I said, okay, sure, we had an agreement. What is the consequence for this action? He now said it. I said, okay, easy go. So, and the consequence for that action was that anytime he comes late from an outing, then he would not be allowed to go for 2, 3 outings again until after then. So what he now did, he now brought his friends. So the next outing he had, his friends came in. Now they were to Berlin. Good morning, good afternoon, man. I said, good afternoon, how are you doing? They're like, we're here to see Tolu. I know Tolu is around, Tolu and your friends are around. They now went, please, can Tolu go out with us? I said, how now? Didn't he tell you that he broke his curfew? Of course he can't go now. So parents, you need to have a plan when it comes to discipline. Discipline is not you punishing. Discipline involves you teaching the child what is expected of the child. And once you know that you've taught the child what is expected of him or her, what plan have you put in place when the child defaults? There should be a plan. And not just a plan, the child should be aware of the plan. You cannot just bring out a consequence out of the blues without communicating it with the child. No, the child needs to know about the consequence of the action even before the action takes place. And the reason I discuss this with parents at the Smart Parenting Coaching Academy is that if you do not speak with your child, if you not sit with your child and discuss with your child about what is expected of them, and you now, in quotes, punish them, you are not being fair as a parent. Before the child faces the consequences of his or her action, you should have taught the child, you should have corrected the child taught the child what to do, you should have spoken to the child. The child knows that this thing is what is expected of him, and the child knows the consequences of his action. It's very important that we've put these things in place. Raising children with ease requires you being knowledgeable. It requires you, the parent, having the right skills. It requires you, the parent, being prepared. It requires you, the parent, being prepared before having that child. It requires you, the parent, being in connection with God, having a relationship with God. Once you have a relationship with God, God will order your steps, God will direct you on what to do with that child. Being a parent that's effective requires you knowing the child, requires you loving the child unconditionally, requires you equipping the child with skills, with character, with the right character trait, and with your family values. It requires you, the parent, putting systems in the home. When all these things are in place, and also it requires you having the right support system. When all these things are in place, it becomes easier to raise your child or your children. So thank you, everyone. If there are questions, let me know if you have questions. Let me know if you have questions. Do we have questions?
Fantastic. Wow, wow, wow. Thank you so much, Coach Toyi. Like, that was amazing. I see Bilkis Morenike saying, she's just playing all the points in her head and realizing there is so much more to learn. Like, seriously, when you asked, why did you become a parent? I will
You
not
became
lie.
like,
I did not have any answer. I can't.
really? But like they say, you have to always start with the why. We always
Exactly.
have
So
to
you have
start
to
with the
always
why.
start with the why. And I was like, okay, now so why did I even become a prayer? Then I started, and then finally I was able to bring up something. But seriously, we most of us became parents because that's just what society expects of us.
Expect of
You
us.
know,
Yeah.
everybody, our family expect that of us. Our parents expect that of us. That once you get married, they want to come for a naming ceremony the next year. And once you don't even have a baby, the next 1 year, 1.5 years, now
That's
wahala.
arguing. Yeah.
It's a problem, it becomes a problem. Ah, she's barren. Oh, she has aborted all the children in her womb. Oh, the things we deal with in the these are African societies as well. But thank you all so much because that was really very amazing. I like the part of putting a structure in place and also holding them accountable so they know the consequences of when they do not, follow their routines, they do not obey the rules as set, and of course, including them, getting them involved in the whole thing, kind of makes it easy. Thank you so much, Coach Toyin. Do you have any question for Coach Toyin? If you have any question for Coach Toyin, please leave them now before we bring on our next speaker who will be joining us all the way from Canada. Coach Sharifa, I can see you, the Shine Master. I'm seeing you there behind the scene. We're bringing you out very soon. Okay, awesome. So we're waiting for your questions. Okay, Coach Tony, I would like to ask, so what's the difference between discipline and punishment?
Okay. So discipline really is a process. Based on the dictionary definition of discipline, discipline means to teach. It means to guide. It means to equip. Punishment, whereas when we talk about punishment, is mean you want your child to suffer for what he or she has done. Maybe your child has heard in one way, maybe your child has made a mistake, and you want the child to suffer for that. That is punishment. Whereas discipline requires you to teach. You are teaching the child to become better. You are teaching the child you're equipping the child with skills so that your child does not make mistake. That is discipline. However, when your child makes mistakes, how do you correct the child? So most times we tend to interchange correcting your child with punishing your child. So when your child has, so for example, you've told your child that don't put cup on the table. When you're done drinking water, don't put cup on the table. You've told the child the first time, you've told the child the second time. What consequence have you put in place? What consequence have you put in place that when the child, next time the child puts the cup on the table, what would you do? Most times, you see parents hitting the child, shouting at the child, I've told you to stop putting the cup on the table. Why is the cup on the table? And the child goes, as in, but you need to, for every decision, for every rule in the house, there should be a consequence attached to it.
Awesome, fantastic. For every rule, there should be a consequence attached to it. And sometimes it's, withdrawing some of the things that they like. For
The
me, my kids, what
privileges,
I do
yeah.
is I withdraw the cable subscription, I withdraw some of those things, and seriously, before you know it, everybody's back to we are in century,
And
he
when we
said,
talk of consequence, the consequence should be in alignment to the offense. So for example, your child did something that has to do with TV. The consequence should actually be with that TV. It's not that your child did not sweep the room. You now say, because you didn't sweep the room, I'm going to seize your phone. You're not going to watch TV. No, no, no. The consequence should be in alignment to the offense. It makes it more realistic to the child. It allows the child
exactly.
to understand that, oh, mommy is giving me this consequence because I didn't do this thing. There are times we correct our children and we ask them and they say, I don't know what I did. Mommy is just punishing me, and really they really don't understand what they did. But if you speak with them, if you communicate with them, that, see, if you do this, this is the consequence for your act. It makes it easier for them. It makes correcting them easier. So he said, my first child don't suffer.
He was a learning curve. Oh my god. Oh my god. Aren't our experiences similar? Because I think even my first child was learning curve too. So seriously, yeah, Bilkis, you're not alone. Thank you so much, Coach Toyin. Ladies and gentlemen, please let's show Coach Toyin some love.
Bilkis, I think Bilkis should come to our smart parenting coaching program. Oh. Yeah.
Oh yeah, now tell us about your smart parenting program and how people who are interested can key in.
Okay, so the Smart Parenting Coaching Program is actually for parents that want to get to know their children better, and for parents that want to connect with them and raise them to be well balanced adults. So the program runs for 4 weeks, and every week we have different modules for every week. It's an online program whereby at the beginning of the week you get you get the online, you get the link to the website where you'll be taught. Then at the end of the week we have a live coaching, we have a live teaching, and every parent that registers for this coaching program is entitled to weekly coaching with me. It's going for 100,000. That's $200. But for those that are here, we're giving them a discount of a 25,000 naira discount off between today and by tomorrow evening for those that are interested. Um, Diddy Kiss, don't worry. Just come in and we have a lot of things to do. Yes, you need to apologize to him. The link for the coaching program is I can post the link here, right? Let me see the
Yes,
link.
please. Yes, please. Post the link. When you share it with me
Okay.
privately, I can post it publicly.
Okay
Whichever
then.
one works for you. Okay?
Okay, so I'll post it. I'll share with you privately. Then you can post it. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Coach Oluwatoyin. God bless you. Show Coach Oluwatoyin some love. You might want to check her out on Instagram. She's there on Instagram as Oluwatoyin Ogunkomi,
Welcome.
and the parenting support system. We want to follow her. She's on a daily sharing tips on parenting and how we can do better as parents and build quality relationships with our children. So that, thank you all so much. So thank you, Coach Toyin. I'm just gonna let you go
Thank
now.
you
See you
much.
around. Awesome. Awesome. Welcome back to day two, session two of the Repossess Virtual Conference. I'm still your host, Bashirat Abdul Wahab, and I'd like to introduce our next speaker, Mrs. Sharifat J. Olaogun. Sharifat is a passionpreneur, a pharmacist, an author, a public speaker, a mentor, a coach, and a corporate capacity builder. She is known as the growth coach among her colleagues and clients. She runs her personal brand at sharifaolaogun.com with mindset and business coaching as her core niche. She is well known for inspiring Muslims towards building viable and purposeful online businesses around their genius zones. Sharifa is a mentor with the Women in Management and Business Group Wendy's and a recipient of Phenomenal Personality in Diaspora Award by Crystal Urge Services. Sharifa is passionate about empowering Muslim women to embrace their God-given talents as a tool for serving others, making impact, and creating wealth. She encourages women to embrace all of who they are, to step forward, and to shine their light for others to find their path. She advocates women engagement with the global landscape by providing value as a means of expanding their reach and income stream. Sharifa also supports a community of women of like minds in her Embrace Your Passion private Facebook community. She is the creator of Shine Your Light and a Facebook page dedicated to serving our community at large. She's a certified life and NLP coach with special interest in gift to business mastery and knowledge monetization. She currently runs workshops, masterclasses, webinars, online courses, and offer coaching and mentoring sessions in delivering empowerment goals for our clients. Some of our most popular courses include mindset mastery, social media content creation, vision mastery, Canva master, digital products creation, online visibility surveys, and more. You can connect with Sharifa on Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook at Sharifa Olaugo. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome the Shine Master.
I,
Hello, ma. Welcome. How are you?
I'm
And
very well, thank you. I love that energy.
yeah, yeah.
I always need that energy because sometimes when you're coming in, you be like, oh my God, you just want to go and sleep
Oh
now.
my God. Welcome, ma'am. How are you and how is Canada today?
We are good. The weather is not very bright, so it's kind of like it
Mm.
always has an impact on the mood. You have to kind of like bring yourself
Oh my
consciously.
God. Yeah, I
But we're
can only
getting there.
imagine. I can imagine. Welcome. Thank you for doing this. So I'm just going to step behind and just allow you to do your thing. Take it away.
All right, all right, all right. Say hello. I need a lot of motivation. So I welcome you all onto the Repossess Conference 2022. That sounds strange, feels strange to you. I'm not used to saying that yet. So I want to welcome everyone, and I'm gonna be needing you to help me through this. I'm here to learn from you as much as you're here to learn from me. And I'm not here to teach today. I just want to hopefully encourage you, hopefully say something that you might be able to, that you feel connected to pick up and go use as you go today. And I'm going to need a lot of, you know, hearts, a lot of comments. I love engagements. Engagement is my oxygen. Hello, Shine Master. Thank you. I love the engagement it keeps me going. That's the more of the engagement that I see, the more you're going to get from me. I pray that Allah makes it easy for me to connect and really resonate with, even if it's one person today. Today I am speaking. Let me share my screen. My topic today, one moment. Let me see. Let me go back to number 1. So initially I was not going to do slides, but I had already told the coordinator, the convener, that I might wake up this morning and decide to do slides because I enjoy doing them, and I feel sometimes when you have something to look at, it's more interesting. So do you see my slide? Can you see my slide? I want a yes in the comments. Can you see my slides? Do you see my slides? Yes. Sending me all shades of brightness. Thank you. Oh, Sister Belkis. MashaAllah. Thank you. Oh, Alhamdulillah. I hope I'm as excited as you are. Alhamdulillah. Can you see my screen? I need a yes. I know sometimes the comments, okay, mashallah. So you can see my slides. Okay. So I'm going to fire on because I know I don't have much time. My start time, I'm noting my start time is 11:12. So I'm supposed to have 30 minutes. So hopefully I should be done by 11:45 roughly so that I can, time myself. Did I do that math right? Yes, roughly. So when I was asked to, okay, I think I'll get to that. My topic is repossess your possession. The theme of the conference is repossess, right? Yes, repossess. But when I was asked to take a topic, I thought, what topic can I choose that would, I didn't want to come and talk business today. I felt like, from my understanding of the audience, I would want to choose a topic that would resonate more with a generality of people, as opposed to coning down too much and then leaving some people out with the situation of not really benefiting from it, because I'm talking so much of new things that they've never heard before. So I thought I'll go more life mindset kind of way as opposed to business, because I do both. So in trying to do that, this is how I hope to crack on with this today. I'm going to introduce myself very briefly. I'm going to talk about possession. What's that? And then why repossess? What's all that? All of my possess though. And then we'll share some of my experience, me trying to repossess my possession, as it were. And then also my finding, my curation, my solution based on the experience that I've had as a person and also working with clients. What I came up with is my Embrace, Shine, Thrive thing, and it applies. I use it for my life clients and my business clients as well. I find that it works very well, but with little tweaks here and there. And then we'll round up. Okay, so meet your sister. She's already introduced me. I'm not going to waste time so much on that. I'm just going to let you see that as we go. In case I forget to mention it at the end, this is what I do majorly right now. And my signature program, Gift to Business Mastery. I have a number of programs as well, but this is where I teach you everything that I've learned on my journey. All right, let's go back to why we are here today. Repossess your possession. What's this woman talking about? What's all this about? Come on. Right, okay, what possession? Now I want to hear from you. When you saw this topic today or previously, what came to mind? When you hear repossess your repossess your possession, what came to your mind? And then what is possession what does it mean to you? Thank you, Kenneth. When you hear possession or repossess your possession, what goes through your mind? I want to hear what you're hoping to hear today, what you're hoping to what are your initial thoughts, as it were? Fire on, let me hear you. Our shine master, don't come. Oh, take back your power, mashallah. Yes, thank you. Bashira, take back your power. Thank you. Any more? The more you give, the more you get. Come on, fire me on. Your engagement is my oxygen. I'm not breathing right now. I need more oxygen. Right, okay. So without wasting time, I'm going to go on. I know sometimes there's a lag time-wise between your messages and how it's coming through to me. So what possession? What's that all about? Right, okay. Going back to my slide. So possession, I'm sure we've all heard that word before and we're all familiar with it. Possession can be tangible, it can be intangible. So our possessions is not just the things that we can feel or that we can see, is like unlimited. Even sometimes things that we don't realize, oxygen is a possession, so it's a gift, is a blessing from God. It's only when you really think about it, when you see people that don't have the seemingly simple things of life, then you realize how important those things are. Even, the smallest finger, the thumb, when you lose it or when it's hurting, that's when you appreciate the value of it. When you have a sore tooth, that's when you appreciate that. Oh, that tooth has been there all this while. It didn't give you any problem. Now it has problem. You see the value or importance. And as Muslims, we are also reminded that there's this 5 before 5. Use your 5 before your 5, and that is part of possessions as well. Our time is a possession. Our health, our wealth, our youth. There's a fifth one I can't remember to put there. And then our relationships, our families, our friends, they are possession, not possession as in I'm possessive, but that they are value, they are gifts, they are blessings from God that can help us to, move to our destination, that can help us to, have a better life, that can help us to embrace, that can help us to shine, that can help us to thrive. And also, traditionally, the common things that people will see as possessions will be house, shoes, cars, phone. And even more recently, we've seen the impact of internet access, of social media. We all have social media profiles. Those are gold if we know how to use them to our end. It could be for impacting, it could be for influencing, it could be for advocacy, it could be for monetization. Whatever your goal is, it's important that you understand the power. The power of, the fact that you have internet, the fact that you have a phone, iPhone, whatever phone, the fact that you can communicate with somebody, without being there with them physically, the father. So this is me bringing your attention to the things that you have that you probably haven't seen as worthy possessions, as worthy gifts, as worthy blessings, and in the hope that you can now begin to look more deeply into them and then use them as source of energy, source of inspiration, source of power to move on to your goal, your vision, whatever it is that you're working on. Right. Okay. So why this topic? Like I said, when I was asked to submit my topic, I could have easily submitted a business related topic, but I thought I wanted to keep it as neutral and as simple as possible. I wanted to, let's say, generalistic, as it were. I don't want to teach anything too deep. I want to just, connect with people. I just want to, give a sense of hope, because I know there's so much going on out there in the world right now. It's tough for a lot of people, to say the least. COVID has really, affected so many people. A lot of us have lost loved ones directly or indirectly, friends of family, families of friends, and we are in a place now in the world where there's so many things that we are not sure of. Jobs have been lost, families have clashed, some people are most closer together. But within all of that, there is opportunities. Within all of that, there is strength. Within all of that, there is things that are still positive. I don't want to waste too much time on that, but the point I'm trying to get across is that in our trials, in our discomfort, in our struggles, in our pain, there is hope, there is strength, there is opportunity, there is a path, even when it looks like there's no way, even when it looks like there's no path. And that's the absolute truth. If you look at it, I'm not just saying it, if you look at the stories of people before us, maybe in our holy books, you would, all the prophets they went through one form of trial or the other. Almost all of them. Absolutely, almost none of them did not go through one challenge or the other, because, and then they thrived, and then they still survived. They ended up being sources of inspiration to us at the least. So that goes to show us that there's power and there's a reason, sometimes divine reason behind all of those things. And we just need to sometimes step back, stop looking at the things that is not going right, and focus on the things that we have, and focus on what is this here trying to teach me, and then use that as a form of fuel, because all these things is energy. The pain, the trial, the challenge, the struggles, they are all energy. So it's now up to us to really focus on those things, focus on them, and see how we can use it as energy, as fuel to thrive towards the vision or the dream that we see for ourselves. Right. Okay. So let me move on. All right. Repossess. Why are we trying to repossess? We understand what our possession is. If you notice, repossess is an active word. It's not a done word. I don't want to go to vocabulary stick here, but repossess is an active, is a doing, is a constant work in progress. It's something that you do intentionally. It's something that you continue actively get yourself self-aware up. Am I speaking English or French? What is it to repossess? To repossess is to take back. Is to collect something that is yours. It's an active word. It's a powerful, it's a strong word. What are we taking back? We're taking back our gift. We are, putting power into our choice, understanding that we have choice when things happen or is going on in our lives. And there's nobody that doesn't have something that's not so good, that they are concerned about, that they are working on, that they are struggling with, no matter how good it looks on the outside. Don't trust social media. There's almost no human being on this planet that doesn't have something. Of course, maybe younger children, maybe people that have not even know what life is. We all have our different challenges and our different trials. So it's important that we see those trials, because that's what they are. When we go to school, I use this example a lot. In university, you are studying a degree or whatever, you're not just going to move from one class to the other. You're going to be tested, right? Why are they testing us? Why can't they just excuse me, let me sip water. Why can't the teachers just give us the curriculum, come to class, teach us, and then they go? Why do we have to go through that test? Because that is an opportunity for us to increase in rank with God, in our life, in our career, to the next level, to learn something, to progress, to do better, to learn. So when we understand trials or challenges for what they are, we are able to focus on the lessons therein. So to repossess is to rebuild. Sometimes whatever you think you've lost is to recreate, is to reignite maybe the love in a relationship, maybe to reignite the power, maybe to restart your business, maybe to turn something from nothing to something, to move from mindset to move your mindset from victim to dream. A lot of times when things happen to us, Nigeria has happened to us, or I hear these things a lot. Widowhood has happened to her, divorce happened to her, cancer happened to her. Even people with cancer, we've seen who've had terminal illnesses, who decided to use the rest of their time for good, that they really focused on it and really made it the most impactful time of their life. We have several examples of them, even living amongst us. Not necessarily people we read in books, even people that we know. We just need to pay attention. All the people, even today on social media, that you see doing something or the other, they had something, they had a pain, they had a struggle, they had a challenge. One is not bigger than the other. One trial or challenge is not bigger than the other. It all depends on how the person deals with it. One person will deal with one challenge easy, the other person will deal with it, more difficult. So what I'm saying is that we all have pain, we all have struggles, we all have challenges, different for all of us. And we cannot say that one is bigger or smaller than the other, because we don't know the person's ability or capacity to hold or build that thing. So it's not what has happened to us that is important. It is how the choice that we make as to how to deal with it. The choice that we make to decide to make it a turning point for good, for better for us, to decide that we're not going to allow it to keep us stuck. We're going to use the experience, the learning, what we have learned all through that process to help somebody else. If you've had that problem, if you had that challenge, a lot of people have had the same challenge. A lot of people are struggling with the same thing. How can I use that? How can I use what I've learned to help something else, even while I'm struggling? Another thing we struggle is we think that we have to be perfect. We have to have it all figured out. You have to, does a doctor have to have good health before he can treat other people? Does a doctor, do we expect doctors to eat well because they know about it? Do we expect doctors to, because we judge a lot sometimes. We judge ourselves, not even just other people. We judge ourselves. Before I can be a marriage coach, my marriage has to be perfect. It's not true. But there's perfection in imperfection. You just have to be perfectly imperfect. So even where you are, even as you journey There's a lot that somebody else can learn from you. You just need to, help somebody to be able to move from point A to B. You don't have to be able to move them from A to Z, but sometimes you should just be listening, giving a listening here. You have helped that person because that might be the only stop between that person and suicide. So what I'm saying is that we all have strength. We have an unbelievable amount of power within us. If only we choose to see it, if only we choose to lead ourselves, if only we choose to not stay stuck, not stay in the victim mindset, if only we choose to step forward, to embrace the gift that is in the lessons that we are going through and see even the power in the that we can, exude and share with other people. I can talk forever on this one, but I'm going to move on. Right. Okay. So I want to share very briefly. I hope I won't waste too much time on this. My journey to repossession. Don't forget that I said we all have different experiences. One is not bigger than the other. One is not better than the other. One is not smaller than the other. Okay. So my journey was as a pharmacist. I enjoyed, talking to people, counseling people, part of my business. I was a manager for 15 years. I enjoyed employing people. I enjoyed recruiting, training, impacting knowledge, supporting people through their journey, through their learning process, I enjoyed that tremendously. But it got to a time in my life when I felt I was underused. I was not using all of the strength that I know that I could do. I was not impacting as much as I know I was capable of. I felt boxed up. I felt like I was just going to work, coming home. I felt like I was in a triangle, I knew there was much more to me. I knew I could benefit much more people because I know I was already doing it. When I see people, I see the strength in them. I see I see what they could be doing. I don't see what is not going right. People say, oh, I can't do this. But why are you not doing this? Oh, why can't you do this? Why can't you do this? I'll go on social media. I'll see people, especially Muslim sisters, maybe in businesses, doing things that I felt could be improved. Just as a viewer, not as an expert, just as a consumer, as it were. And I'll send them messages. Sometimes I'll call them. Some people will think I'm stalking them. Who is this person that is calling me? Say, why don't you change? Why don't you position your mannequin? Why don't you stop putting your clothes on the bed? Put them on a mannequin, put beads on, put the hijab, put a wristwatch, and let it look good. Or use lighting, or use a plain background. And people would do these things and it would work. And I'm like, I came across coaching. I didn't know there was a thing as coaching. I'm like, this is the thing I've been doing without me even knowing it. And then I took a lot of certifications. I did a lot of programs, but I was stuck. I still did not do anything with it. But I knew I wanted to do something. I wanted to do more, but I was not doing anything, until I got to a point where the pain was bigger than my comfort zone. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do this. And then I set on the motion to organize my first workshop. I missed lots of fears. I had palpitations. Who is going to come? Who is going to listen? Who is going to pay? I was ready to do it for free. I just wanted to, it was like a big thing inside of me that I just needed to let go. Almost like a spirit. Like this thing just needs to happen for me to have peace. And then my friend said, "Oh no, you must charge you because I know what you're capable of. You must charge. You don't do it for free." She was, "Oh," I was like, "Okay," and I charged. And to my surprise, people came. People turned up. I'm like, really? People, the room was full. For my level then, people that I was like, why did this even trust me to pay and to want to come and listen to what I have to say? I don't think people knew me enough in that community because I just moved from England to Canada when I started. Anyway, I had to overcome my fears. I had to see the value in what I was doing. I had to believe that there's something there, even though I didn't understand it, even though I didn't know the journey, even though I didn't know the destination, but I knew that I want to teach people something. I want to teach you some of the things that I've learned, some of the things that I've used, even in my secondary school, even in my university, even in managing a pharmacy business for 15 years. I want to share. I know a lot of women are struggling. How can I help them to move to their next level? And that was it. I did my first workshop. There was another problem, and that is life. From one problem to the other. I did my first workshop. Within 3 months, I did the second one. It was that good, yes. And I did another one. And then I started having a request from people saying, "Oh, we want to come, but childcare. Oh, I'm far away from you. Oh, appointment. Can you send me something? I'll say no. People were asking, I was saying no. People were asking, I was saying no. There was this particular lady, she met me at the mall. She put money in my pocket and said, that's the money. And I don't have anything to give. I can't just see it. Anyway, I had to now sit back and think. I've done a lot of courses online. I've done a lot of coaching online. Is there a way I can also bring all of the things that I'm doing behind the scenes and bring it online? Just so that people that want to, benefit from it can also, without being where I live, or even I was enjoying having people over in a single spot, but there's also challenges for me if I was going to be honest, because the setting up, you have to set up the place, the cleaning up after. It's not something I ordinarily enjoy. I just want to focus on my presentation, on my teaching, and just be the coach that I am. I didn't want to do all the setup. Of course, I had somebody that was helping me, but I just wish I could not have to do with that. Anyway, I did a lot of learnings and courses, and still I did not come online. Excuse me. I was ready, but I just could not do it. This is me who was already doing in-house coaching, in-house workshops, and I still struggled because I still had mindset beliefs. What would they say? But she's a pharmacist. What's she looking for again? Why does she want to come and be doing coaching? Which one is coaching? I like my Nigeria people. I don't know how popular it was already in Nigeria. Like, I want what's in coaching? Okay, be pharmacist look where. Which one is this one with coaching? I beg, come out for here. So I had lots of fears. Anyway, luckily for my coaching, my mentoring opportunities, I took that step and I, showed up, and oh my God, my very first post, my very first introductory post, me coming up and saying, hello people, I've been, hiding for too long. I'm doing this now. This is what I really want to do. I've been worried nobody will listen to me. I'll be worried what will people say, but this is me. This is what I want to do. Bingo. And the response was very unbelievable. I wouldn't have experienced that if I didn't step forward, if I didn't show up, if I didn't, overcome that fears and really embrace what I wanted to do and, step forward to shine my light. Alhamdulillah, now I can say I'm on the thriving level where I'm now supporting other women. I'm, creating programs and all of that. So this is a snap picture of what I was doing before I came online. And this is some of the dividends of me repossessing my possession. So how do we repossess a possession? Sharifa, you've talked too much about yourself. Yes. Now tell us something. I'm hoping that even having told you about myself, you have seen my journey, and you have kind of connected somehow along the way. If you are on that path already where you're feeling I want more, it's okay to want more. I want different. It's okay to want different. No matter what people say, no matter what you do, people would always talk. But what do you think? Do you have opinions? Your opinions count as much as those other people's opinion count. The only people's opinion that you count truly are the people that care so much about you. And when they give you opinions, it should be as touchlight on your path. The opinions should not be ones that keep you stuck. There should not be new opinions that discourage you from where you want to go. So how do we do this? That's why I came up with my own system of the Embrace, Shine, Thrive thing, which I didn't read this from a book. It's just from me stepping back, looking to my experience of how I've done my own journey, because that's what I can teach the best. It's something I've experienced that I can teach the most. It's not what I've read from the textbook. What I've read from the textbook, what I've learned from other people can help me, but I have to be authentic. I have to be me. That's where I can speak the greatest and the most convincing from. So we have to do mindset work all the time. It's a non-stop thing. You have to move our mind from lack to abundance. No matter what you're going through, no matter what challenges you have had, there's a way out. You have to believe it. You have to see the vision. You have to see the dream. You have to know. We all have dreams. In the shower, before we go to bed, when we are walking, those dreams comes to us. I could be. We go on social media, especially now, and we see things that resonate with us. We see people that are doing things that we wish we could do, not in a bad way, but in a way that we know that this is who we want to be. And then we're stuck. How do we go through it? My own signature solution is Embrace, Shine, Thrive, which I teach deeply in my Vision Master. I use it in my Gift to Business Mastery as well. Right. Okay. So I'm going to move on. Embrace. What is it to embrace? If I talk too much, talk to us now. Embrace. What is it to embrace? Can somebody share with me? I've been talking for a few minutes. What is it to embrace? Thank you, Blakis. It's okay to want more. It's okay to want different. People would always talk. Repossess. Yes, let's go. Let's all repossess. So what is it to embrace? Right. I love that, Bashirat. To embrace is to acknowledge, mashallah. What is it to embrace? Share with me. What is it to embrace? To embrace is to acknowledge. Before I open my own answer book, to accept. Mashallah, that's so beautiful. To accept where you are right now, instead of keep looking back. Your past is part of your story, is your strength, is for lessons, is for learning, is not to keep you stuck. It's called past for a reason, because it's gone now. There's nothing you can do about it. So what can you do going forward? How are you going to rewrite your story? How are you going to change the story to suit what you want to be? The pen is in your hand, it's in Allah's hands. But with us, we have to take action. That is where our own pen comes from. No matter how much resources that you have, if you don't acknowledge what you have as gifts, as possessions, as blessings, despite your imperfection, despite your challenge, because sometimes we think, the world is not going good right now. There's nobody. Don't let them lie to you. Nobody, no single person that doesn't have something that is bothering them. That is the trial, that is the challenge, for be it in their marriage, be it in their parenting, be it in their life, be it in their health, be it in their work, be it in their family. Any will of life, we all have things that we are hoping for, that we're striving on, that we're struggling with. Right, okay, I'm going to move on. So what is it to embrace? We can give many meanings to this. Bashira give a very good example, is to acknowledge, is to accept. It's for me, is to move from victim mindset, is to, put the torchlight inside of me and say, you know what, this is going on in my life right now, but even despite that, I am more. I'm not going to sit down and just wait for somebody to come and save me. I have to, try and save myself. I have a choice here. Instead of keep struggling or keep complaining, am I going to choose my fear, or am I going to choose my vision that I see, the lessons? How can I make something out of nothing? And then you have to also remember, there's a powerful quote, which I don't know who wrote that. He said, when I dare to be powerful, when I dare to use my strength in service of my vision, then it becomes less and less important whether I'm afraid or not. Let me read that again. When I dare to be powerful, to use my strength in service of my vision, it becomes less and less important whether I am afraid. I don't know, it's anonymous. So what that is saying is that we're all going to have faith. Now we have embraced. Now we know where we are. Now I know I have gifts. I know I have, my passion is a gift. My knowledge I have is a gift. My experience working for other people, whatever I've learned, I didn't even realize I had that. For a long time, I forgot about my business management experience. I did a lot of training. And when I even had to switch from just mindset to business, I'm like, who am I to come and talk about business? Who am I? This is just to show you that at different levels, you're going to have different challenges, different mindset beliefs that you need to work on. So mindset work is a continuous thing. As you strive, as you are growing, as you want better, as you wish for better, those things are going to come. We all have them. Even the influencers that we look up to, they have those fear. It's just that they learn to master it over time. They have come to know that it's just a thought. My fears don't know my strength. I just need to understand where the fear is coming from. I need to identify it. I need to resolve it. I need to prevent it. That's another, I go in details in that in my Vision Master, how to walk through those mindset things, how to work on your vision and bring it from, just an idea to really set yourself up, set your environment up, the people around you to move to, action, results. So we have to acknowledge the power that we have as human beings. There's more to us. You're having a problem with your relationship with the husband, for example. There's so many other people. Your life is not all about your marriage. There's so much more to you. Even while you're working on making that better, how can you use the gift that you have now to help other people? You had challenges with your health. I have a friend who had challenges with her health, and that was what birthed our health coaching program today. We have people who love to cook, and that's how they rose up to the cooking for people, not just that, they're now teaching other people how to cook, they're now training people how to, do some special delicacies. So find that thing which you love doing. Find that thing which you already know, which you already built for. It could be your passion, it could be the knowledge that you gained from research, from work experience, previous work experience, from parenting, from marital, from school, university, whatever. Anyway, there's somebody who needs that. See that, acknowledge that, embrace that, value that, and then see how you can make a different story, a better story, a growth kind of story from your situation. Because everything that you go through is driving you towards something. And then shine. I'm getting close to my time now. Shine. Like I said before, you get, okay, now I know my passion, now I acknowledge it, I know my gift. What next? Shine. Show up. Look beyond self. See how what you have can help other people. I have a program going on now, which is finishing in about 2 weeks or 1 week or so. And this is not new to me. People come in thinking, oh, how can I do this? Who's going to listen to me? I'm not ready yet. And then they go through that process. Like, that is the biggest joy I get from the job that I do. When I take people within weeks of, and then like, yeah. Like, I wish I can show you some of the messages that we are getting through now. Not because I just want to market. I'm not here to say anything today, but I know I'm allowed to sell. Saying that when you work on your mindset, when you show up, despite your fear, you'll be amazed at the things that will come through for you. But of course, with strategy. It's not enough to just show up with a guide, with strategy. So this is my own definition of shine. To shine is to show up despite your fears. Is to believe in the validity of your dreams. Is to be ready to light up the path for others. Because as you step forward in your own glory, in your own light, in your own authenticity, somebody is gaining inspiration from you. And it's not just people that are liking or commenting. Millions more of people who you don't even see, that you don't get a whiff of their presence on social media, will be benefiting from you. Okay? So you can take screenshots if you need to. So thrive. Thrive is a result, is a benefit, is a reward of embracing your gift, embracing your journey, and also showing up, taking action on what your dreams, on your gift, using it to benefit others, using it to benefit yourself, using it to, take it to where you want to go to, whatever that is. Better marriage, better work, better relationship, better income, better impact, better influence, better, whatever it is. You have to embrace it. You have to be willing to show up, and that is when you can thrive. So thrive is your journey from where you want to be and where you see yourself. So you lift others up. You're more purpose-driven. You shine brighter as you light up the path for others. You build a lasting legacy. So, one moment. I think we're getting to the end. This is my prescription for online success. I use this in my gift to business mastery. Like I said, I didn't want to come and talk business today. But if you're here from my business talk, please take a screenshot of this. My prescription for online success. I'm noting the time. I know that I'm saying you should value your value. That's where you embrace your gift and do your mindset work. I'm saying that you should shine your light. I'm saying that you should show up, clarify your message. What do you want to do? What are you on social media exactly to do? What are you shining your light for? And how are you going to help people in a way that they can pay you, so that you can pay other people, so that you can be in the game for longer? You don't want to be spending so much time creating content. To what extent? What are you trying to do? So we want to make sure that that showing up is taking you somewhere. Okay? Right. Okay. For people that are here just for the vision mastery kind of work, this is what I use in my vision mastery vision mastery program. So you might take screenshots. This is just a snapshot of how do I take myself from point A to point B. I'm not going to talk too much about it. Just something that you can take away. And this is another Vision Mastercard for each area of life that you're working on. There's something called life wheel, which area of my life has the highest point. You score yourself and see which one you want to start working with. So you choose the area of life you want to work on, and this is what you do to get you to destination. All right, but whether you're working on life or business, whether you're here to hear me talk about life or business. This is a generalistic rules for getting results on whatever you're working on. Okay, I'm not going to go through it, but I want to emphasize the importance of seeking help, divine help, non-divine help, mentorship, coaching. Helps you a great deal because you're learning from the person's mistake. You're shortening your journey time. Call to action. Don't lose hope. You're capable of more. You have power to turn things around for yourself, but give it time and stay consistent. Seek help, seek guidance, be your own hero. Embrace your journey, work on your gift, work on your passion, value your value, show up, and then thrive. And that come to the end. Thank you for listening. I hope you find this beneficial. I'm not selling anything today, but I have wait list is open for my Shine Master program. That's where I help you to shine. I also have my gift to business mastery coming up soon. So be in touch. This is how you can get in touch with me. I'm not selling anything specifically today. And that brings me to the end. I am done. Thank you for coming.
Hey, thank you so much, Shine Master. Let's give Shine Master, let's show us some love in the comments. Thank you so much, ma'am. I was just like, oh, what's CNNT? Guys, you did yourself some good by engaging with her, because the more you were engaging, the more she forgot that time was running out and she was just feeling value. Also, thank you. Thank you so much, Val. That was really amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Guys, you might, if you have any question, please drop them right away so that Mrs. Sharifat can answer them. Also, you might want to check out our page on Instagram and all the other social media platforms as Sharifat Olaogun. And you might also want to go to our website, www.sherifatolaogun.com, so you can see how you can benefit from some of the amazing programs that she has coming up in 2022. Awesome. Did I type that right? Awesome. Thank you, Shine Master. So they're commenting, you're saying to the Shine Master, they're saying thank you. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Visit
Yes, you got that right. Yes.
www.sherifataolaogun.com.
Yes.
Awesome. Fantastic. Awesome. Awesome.
Thank you for having me. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Guys, we have finally come to the end of the Repossess Market Conference, and I just wish that this should not end. It is so eventful, so exciting, so much learning, so much had I known. I should have known better. Oh, this resonates with me. Where have I been? Oh, this is a lot. I will do better. Awesome learnings, amazing speakers and coaches. We are so grateful. We feel so honored that you have come to share some of your experiences and awesomeness with us. You didn't have to, but you chose and decided to come and share with us. So we are grateful. We say thank you and God bless you real time for coming to share with us. We are grateful, we are thankful, and we promise that we are going to do better with the information that we have, because we now know better. We sure promise to do better. On this note, I want to say thank you to my amazing team, my graphic guys, my tech guys. Thank you to Ahmed Sukomi, my graphic guys. Thank you to Kenneth Aji, my behind the scene assistant, who's been rolling things and making things happen. And most importantly, thank you to myself for conceiving this inspiration and bringing it to life. I want to thank me, it's been so much work in the past 8 weeks trying to design and put this together. And I feel so grateful that finally this has come to pass. Again, I can't even take credit for all of this. I can only say that I am grateful. I'm grateful that, God blessed me with the inspiration to do this and the courage to go along, and blessed me with an amazing team and an amazing lineup of speakers who were willing to key into the vision. So I didn't do this all alone, and I want to acknowledge all of your efforts, and I want to say thank you. And hopefully we're going to see you again soon. So thank you for coming, and I want to say Bye-bye, and I want to wish you an amazing and prosperous 2022. Go on, go forth, take charge of your life, jump into the driver's seat, embrace, shine, thrive, and repossess because you deserve to live your best life yet. Bye, everyone.